We are going to see how we can present a pie chart. Usually pie chart is something complicated to present. So for example, I have this set of data here, which is a set of number from January to December. So I'm going to go to insert a pie chart. Now, normally when you look at a pie chart, it is not easy to understand or present, especially when the color is being repeated. So I'm not going to use the color as my method of presentation. Instead, I'm going to use label. So when I go to this, I say I want it to be a data label, but I want the data label to be outside. So I want it the label to be positioned outside. I don't need a chart for now, so I'm going to delete that. So I will double click the label. So I pull out and I go to this format data label. Under the label option, I've decided that I want to include the category name. Now the category name is situated side by side. So I'm going to choose something here called the separator. Instead of comma, I'm going to use new line. There you go. And I also want to include the percentage. I do not want the leader line, just the percentage. Now, you notice that the percentage just come with a round number. So that's because we don't have any reference or formatting for them. Therefore, you can close this label option, go to the name, the number format and choose percentage. So when you look at the number now, they are way much better, right? So I want to make my plot area slightly smaller. So I'm going to click this area. So this is my plot area. I'm going to make it smaller. But upon making it smaller, I hold down my control so that when I make it smaller, it will become smaller to the center. There you go. So this is one of those ways you can format this nicely. So assuming we are presenting the month of September. So what you do is we just select the chart. This is a whole data series. So I'm going to the angle of first slice and I start to rotate until I find the September appear where I want. Now, to make this presentation really works well, I'm going to change the whole data series here into one color. I'm going to choose a solid fill, a gray color chart. The emphasis is actually the month of September. So I'm going to click once for the entire series, click again for the data point, and I'm going to move it out. So by doing that, now I can color this red color so that the whole world, we know that we are looking at this September. So for the label, when I click the label, all I do is I just make it a little bit lighter over here, right? So maybe the text, I'll make it a little bit lighter. Then for this particular September, I'll make it pure black. So if anybody who are reading this chart will know that we are actually emphasizing in September. Okay. Now, this is a very fortunate chart because all the numbers are 5-figure. So what happens when the number that you have has an extreme small number and an extreme huge number? So the chart that you are going to use is no longer a pie chart, but you can use something called pie of pie chart. So in this pie of pie chart, what you do is you don't want them to use the last 4 digits for the second plot. So what you do is you can click on the uh, pie. You can go to any pie. You go to the series option. In your series option, you change this to value and make that, in this case, is 10,000. Right, 10,000, enter. So whichever value, whichever month that the value is less than 10,000, they will proceed to the second plot of your chart. So I don't need the legend. I don't need the title. So I'm going to format them exactly the same as above. So I'm going to add in the data label outside and there you go. Select that, go to your label option. In your label option, you tell them you want the category, you want the percentage, you don't want the leader line. So remember to put them in new line and change the formatting to percentage, just like how I do it earlier on the top. So again, our emphasis is September. So I'm going to click this particular chart. I'm going to make that gray in color. So I'm going to use a light gray. So this is September. You can pull this one out slightly. I'm going to make that red. Okay, so remember all this label, I can make it lighter. So I go to this and make it lighter. But for the September, I'm going to make it full black. Again, so the presentation field is very different. We are actually talking about September. It's 2,132, 0.47%. It's still presentable. Okay, it is still presentable. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.